Hello everyone, and welcome back to the podcast. I hope you're having an amazing day wherever you're listening from. Maybe you're driving to work, walking your dog, exercising, or simply relaxing at home. Whatever you're doing, thank you so much for spending these minutes with me. Today, I want to tell you a story about stepping outside your comfort zone and trying something completely different. Have you ever said yes to something that scared you? Something that made your heart race before you even started? Well, that's exactly what happened to me. Today, I'm going to tell you all about my first day as a DJ. It was exciting. It was stressful. It was full of surprises. And by the end of the day, I had learned lessons that had nothing to do with music. So, if you're ready, let's jump right into today's story. I've always loved music. Ever since I was a child, music has been part of my daily life. I listened to music while studying, cleaning my room, traveling, exercising, and even when I needed motivation. Music has a special way of changing our emotions. A happy song can instantly improve your mood. A slow song can remind you of someone special. And sometimes, one song can bring back memories you haven't thought about in years. Because of that, I've always admired DJs. Whenever I saw one performing at a party or festival, I thought it looked easy. I imagined they simply pressed a few buttons and let the songs play. I couldn't have been more wrong. A few weeks before the event, one of my friends asked me an unexpected question. He looked at me and said, "Have you ever thought about being a DJ?" I laughed. I honestly believed he was joking. I had never used professional DJ equipment before. I didn't know how to mix songs. I didn't know how DJs created smooth transitions. I didn't even know what most of the buttons on a DJ controller did. So my first answer was, no way. But my friend smiled and said, "You don't have to be perfect. You just have to be willing to learn." Those words stayed in my mind. Sometimes we wait until we feel completely ready before trying something new. But if we always wait for the perfect moment, that moment may never come. After thinking about it for a couple of days, I finally called him back and said, "Okay. I'll do it." The moment I hung up the phone, I immediately started questioning my decision. The days before the event were a mix of excitement and nervousness. Every afternoon, I watched videos about DJ techniques. I learned new vocabulary like beat matching, cue points, crossfader, BPM, transitions, and mixing. Honestly, at first, everything sounded like another language. But little by little, I began to understand. I also spent hours organizing my playlist. That turned out to be much harder than I expected. Choosing songs isn't just about picking your favorites. You have to think about energy. You have to think about rhythm. You have to think about how one song connects to the next. I changed my playlist so many times that I eventually lost count. Every time I thought it was perfect, I found another song that I wanted to include. Finally, the big day arrived. I woke up much earlier than usual. I checked my phone. I checked my playlist. Then I checked it again. And again. I wanted to make sure everything was ready. I packed my headphones. My laptop. A USB drive with backup music. A charger. A bottle of water. And even an extra cable, just in case. You never know what can happen during an event. As I left home, I could already feel butterflies in my stomach. I kept imagining different situations. What if I forgot how to use the equipment? What if I accidentally stopped the music? What if people didn't like my song choices? The more I thought about it, the more nervous I became. When I finally arrived at the venue, I was amazed. The room looked incredible. There were colorful lights everywhere. Large speakers stood on both sides of the stage. The DJ booth looked much bigger than I had imagined. It felt like stepping into another world. People were still preparing everything. The photographers were setting up their cameras. The event staff were arranging decorations. The sound technicians were testing microphones. Everyone seemed calm, except me. One of the experienced DJs greeted me with a smile. He could probably tell I was nervous. He said, "Relax. Everyone feels this way on their first day. That simple sentence made me feel much better. He spent some time explaining the equipment. He showed me how to control the volume, how to preview songs in my headphones, how to adjust the tempo, how to mix tracks smoothly. He even shared a piece of advice that I'll never forget. He said, "People won't remember every song you play. They'll remember how you made them feel." That completely changed my perspective. Then, the moment finally arrived. Someone looked at me and said, "You're up." My heart started beating faster than ever. I put on my headphones, placed my hands on the controller, took one deep breath, and pressed play. The first song began. For a few seconds, nothing happened. People continued talking. Some were checking their phones. Others were ordering drinks. I started thinking, oh no, maybe this isn't working. But I remembered another piece of advice. Be patient. So I stayed calm. A few moments later, I introduced another song with a stronger beat. Suddenly, someone started dancing, then two people. Then a small group. Within minutes, the dance floor slowly filled up. That was one of the happiest moments of my day. As I became more comfortable, I started paying attention to the audience. I realized something fascinating. Being a DJ isn't about playing your favorite songs. It's about understanding people. Every crowd is different. Some love pop music. Others prefer electronic music. Some want to sing. Others just want to dance. You have to observe. You have to listen. You have to adapt. It's almost like having a conversation, except you're speaking through music instead of words. Of course, not everything went perfectly. At one point, I accidentally pressed the wrong button. The music almost stopped. For 1 second, my heart nearly stopped too. Luckily, I reacted quickly and fixed the problem before anyone really noticed. Another time, I played a song that I thought everyone would love. Instead, the dance floor became almost empty. That was disappointing. But instead of panicking, I quickly changed to another song with more energy. People came back. Problem solved. That experience taught me something important. Sometimes things don't go according to plan. The key isn't avoiding mistakes. The key is learning how to recover from them. As the night continued, I became more confident. I smiled more. I relaxed. I even started enjoying myself. Instead of focusing on every button, I focused on the people. I saw friends dancing together. Families laughing. Couples singing. Children jumping around. Everyone was simply enjoying the moment. Knowing that I was helping create those memories felt amazing. It reminded me that music brings people together in a very special way. Toward the end of the event, I decided to save one of my favorite songs for last. The moment it started playing, everyone recognized it immediately. People raised their hands. They sang every word. Some recorded videos. Others danced with complete strangers. The energy in the room was incredible. When the song ended, the crowd applauded. I couldn't believe it. Only a few hours earlier, I had been terrified. Now I was smiling from ear to ear. Several people came over to congratulate me. One person even asked, "Is this really your first time?" When I said yes, they looked surprised. That compliment made all their hard work worth it. On my way home, I kept replaying the entire day in my mind. I thought about my fears, my mistakes, my small victories, and everything I had learned. That experience reminded me that confidence isn't something you're born with. Confidence grows every time you challenge yourself. Every expert was once a beginner. Every professional had a first day. And every successful person has made mistakes along the way. If fear had stopped me, I would never have experienced one of the most exciting days of my life. So, if there's something you've always wanted to try, don't wait for the perfect moment. Just take the first step, you might surprise yourself. Thanks so much for listening to today's episode. I hope you enjoyed my story and picked up some new English along the way. If you liked this episode, don't forget to follow the podcast and share it with a friend who's learning English too. Thanks for being here, keep practicing your English, and I'll see you in the next episode. Bye, everyone.
I hope today's story inspired you to try something new while improving your English. Thanks for listening, and remember, every day is a new chance to learn. See you in the next episode, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel and follow me on my social media such as TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook. Goodbye.